And here he is in the upper right, the young prodigy for Storm. He is MaxPax. And his opponent in the bottom left, in the blue, a mainstay of late night North American tournaments. He is now for Genesis Gaming, Vanya. I say that with a question in my voice because Vanya is from Russia. That is just about as far away from North America as you can get. Oh, hey, Saberlight. And thank you, Boggs. I do try. Actually, the reason I started casting in the first place was back in high school. I went to a small private school, so I knew the head of the school. He's a good guy, and he goes and he says, "Hey, Philip, you got a great voice for radio." And I choose to believe he was talking about my ability to talk and my voice and whatever, and not so much, whatever having the face for radio to go along with it. And he's a nice guy. Actually, funnily enough, he went to high school with my dad, and that was very far away. It's decently far away from where I ended up going to school. So, small world there. But at the end of the day, he's like, "Hey, Philip, you got a voice for radio. You should do something with that." Like, yes, I'm gonna go get an engineering degree, but also cast. That works on out here. This MaxPax is just gonna be a little bit annoying. And we're also going to steal Jim's camera just a little bit because I would like to finish my food. Please and thank you. But now the question, as we get on into this game one on a bigger map, right, Juggernaut, even if the natural to natural rust distance is rather short because of the speed stones, the map itself plays big. How long does Vanya take this game? Because I know Vanya versus Nice, one of their games was like 25 minutes, 27 minutes. And speaking as someone who has to work at 7:30 tomorrow, for context, it is, what time is it actually? 9 o'clock tonight. I would like... hopefully we don't have a lot of like 30-minute games. I mean, as much as I enjoy casting them, as fantastic as they are to watch as a player, well, I do have to work tomorrow. So, anyways, MaxPax here. He does have he's got a Twilight underway and a Robo as well. The question now is how many gates does he drop? Because you might say, "Hey, Bayo, what are you talking about? It's gonna be a glaive build, 4 gates, yada yada yada." Not quite, not always, because. Oh, hey, Ashbringer. The player I said I was going to cast and said, "No, I'm ditching you for Gumiho." Sorry about that. Don't mean to get your hopes up. But anyway, back on this glaive idea. One thing we started to see a couple Protoss players do. Joan is the notable one, at least from what I've seen. He'll go. Okay, it's going to be 4 gate. But to finish this thought, we've seen a couple Protoss players starting to go 3 gate adept with a 420, 415 third base. And it's actually rather cool. Because what it allows you to do is, I think Jim's observing is just a little bit better. And I need to put food in my mouth. What it allows you to do is you still take a decently timed third base, but you are able to get some damage on the map. And because it's not scouted as much, right? The gates are not quite there. I've seen a lot of Zerg players underestimate it and still lose 10 workers. Meanwhile, the Protoss player committed a lot less to it. They have their third base, and it just works out really, really well. Oh, but I do like this though. MaxPax. Well, he's got the disruptor transition coming on up, and again, I think that is the best way to, if you're gonna go for an adept glaive build that's not 3 gate adept, I think that is the best way to play it. You just kind of posture the adepts, they will find their way on into the main base, and we will start to see some amount of worker damage go on down here. 3-4 drones will go down, and the shade is gonna complete, but the Zerg's got us around. And this is actually, I forgot to talk about this, because Vanya, he's going for a very different hold than what you're used to see here. This is not the DRG hold quite as much. Notice he has built far fewer roaches than one might expect, but also he's turned those roaches into Ravagers. And the whole idea here is you just get enough Zerglings to get us around on the adepts. Whenever they finish the shade, you drop 3 biles on the adepts' heads. The adepts go down, and well, That's all she wrote with that. And it also means that against these disruptor drops that MaxPax is looking for, it's a little bit better because you're Ling heavy. Lings can split against disruptor shots. Lings are much more mobile. They can get on top of the disruptors. Makes life a little bit easier. And yes, Ravagers do die to disruptors regardless, but still, you have less valuable units that you're looking to lose. And notice Vanya here. He's trying to get aggressive, do what he can to make things happen, but also he's droning up behind this. He's not trying to end the game just now. He can't anyways, not with disruptors on the field. So again, the game goes on here. More and more drones underway. Third base is going to finally be taken by MaxPax, but that is a 6-minute third base. He only got 5 workers. Now Vanya's going to find the disruptor drops, or at least the disruptor drops are going to find him. Now with the Queen's here, it's not all that easy, and actually the Zerglings underneath it are the big deal, right? You just put them underneath the Warp Prism and say, hey, good luck dropping. Now disruptor drop, not going to get anything going here. Well, okay, he's going to get damage on a Queen, I guess, but no, hot pickup. It's getting too a little hot here, a little spicy. It's spicy as my pizza supposedly was, but the spicy sausage, not all that spicy. Now we have engagement kicking off in the middle of the map here. This is a ton of Zerglings here on the map. So even as, there are a lot of adepts, they deal with Zerglings rather well. Not if the glaives get dropped, not if vials get dropped on their heads, but disruptor drops on top of the Ravagers are starting to cause a bit of a problem. 2 Ravagers do go down. The adepts are able to shade on out here. And now MaxPax actually in a fairly good position to make this hold happen. Now again, most of these adepts are very low, so the Biles will go on down once again. MaxPax with decent splits here. Biles will land. Shield battery overcharge doing a very good job of keeping these alive. Disruptors are now going to go on out here, which means these Ravagers, some of them are going to go on down. Ravagers do not split well at all. And with this Colossus on the high ground, or in the natural, well, suddenly MaxPax, he's in a quite all right of a spot. He's up to 2 to 3 workers. He's close enough in army supply. He's got +1 on the way, extended thermal lance, blink, second Colossus. And what he's going for, which is the standard follow-up to this, he's going for a blink stalker, 2 Colossus, 2 disruptor, all in. All right, the goal here is to hit before your opponent gets on into too much tech that really deals with that. Certainly before Hive. And I mean, let's be real here. MaxPax is going to hit that timing. He just flirts with Ravager Battles because why not? Okay, there we go. Disruptor shot's going to go on off here. This one is going to get a little bit more here. Queen's going to take some damage. 3 drones die as well. And now MaxPax, he is on... Oh, he's going up to 3 Colossus. Interesting. Is this going to be a more macro style? That's really not expected here. Generally, right, you go into 2 Colossus, you get 2 disruptors, you run out across the map, you get some force fields, get a lot of blink stalkers, you time it up with +1, and it hits like a freight train if you've been able to get enough damage. But that's not this game. In fact, it looks like MaxPax may just be a little bit more content to go on. Oh, you know what? Okay, now we can all in. Now we can move out here because he just got a ton of stuff. Even as he is down army supply. Well, we're just gonna wait for +1. We're gonna wait for extended thermal lance and the additional gateways to come on in, which is gonna be the point at which MaxPax does move on out. Now, this is an interesting decision here from Vanya. Of course, the Warp Prism moves faster than I scroll the screen. Anyway, Disruptor Shot's gonna go on out here, and that's gonna be a Queen assassinated, a Queen dead. Look at this, right? Vanya, he's got Burrow speed underway. I don't know whether this is just a big harassment tech, valid, viable, very possible, or whether this is just going to be some goal to get underneath the incoming force fields, right? You just burrow on under there, you get on top of the Colossus maybe, and you make life rather difficult for MaxPax. But MaxPax, I mean, he does have 3 Colossus. Now, okay, all these Zerglings will go on down here. Nice catch. Most of them will go down, and he will have an observer with the army, so I don't know how much that Burrow Roach Tech idea is really going to do. As now MaxPax posturing here on the map. He's down in army supply, but he's certainly up in tech here, as he's going to look for some really nice force fields and maybe even just abuse the speed zones to get some really good disruptive trades. But no, with the Colossus raining hellfire from above, this Roach Ravager army, it cannot take the fight right here. Meanwhile, of course, it looks like we got a depth on into the natural. Disruptor shots are going to go off as well. Maybe not the best shots, but we're starting to see MaxPax pair away at the army of Vanya here. So what is that? Adepts? Yeah, Adepts and the Natural. 8 workers have died. Meanwhile, Roaches have found their way on into this 4th base. And there's not a lot to defend this. A couple of Adepts, but they don't kill Roaches all that quickly. Again, how much does it matter? I'm not really sure. As MaxPax finds his way on into the 3rd base here, Roaches are going to try to take the fight, and Biles will force this army back for the time being. But force fields are going to be extremely nice. And MaxPax, yeah, he's starting to get into a bit of an all-in position, right? He is going to lose that 4th base, it looks like. And he's not starting to break through just yet. Yeah, we're seeing lots of lasers go down. But Vanya is able to maintain his supply. Of course, every time this happens, MaxPax really not trading all that much. So he is able to slowly and steadily close that supply gap. And once we see the Protoss player kind of hit equal supply numbers to the Zerg player, that's when things get a little bit scary here. Now, okay, a blink is done, of course. +1 is done as well. MaxPax is starting to equalize, right? He's over 100 army supply, but here we see the potential for the real damage. Roaches are going to find their way on into the main base and the natural. 3rd base as well. Shield battery overcharge will keep that one alive, but MaxPax, at this point, he says, oh, well, you know what? Your army's not here. So my army will be. This 4th base is now dead, right? Vanya has given that one up, understandably so. Excuse me, I'm sorry, bad observing. He has given up that base up, but the Biles will not land here. The 4th base is now dead. And Vanya has now done a very good job of cutting MaxPax has done a fantastic job of cutting Vanya off between his resupplies at this point. Because yes, there's a rally from the natural, there's a rally from the 3rd, but they both cannot rally into this army. It's just a big surround, but it's a surround that they will not win as 30 probes or 30 drones do go down. Yes, the Roaches are starting to do tremendous damage on the other side of the map. 19 probes die, but we still have 3 Colossus here on the field as they're microing their way back on up into the high ground. 1 Colossus is dead. And well, we will start to see some Biles go on down. But Vanya, he's equal in army supply. His +2 has not yet been contested. He's going to start to find his way on into the main base here. These disruptors, though, they're going to run into a little bit of a problem. So what does MaxPax do? He says, okay, fine. I've gotten enough. I'm going to go back home. I'm going to knock down all these Roaches at home. And then I'm going to move back out on the map once again. So Vanya here, he's just going to look to split. Look to keep as many of these Roaches as possible alive. So we not have charge? Yeah, we don't have charge. Okay. Right, so Roaches are going to try to find their way on into the natural here. Zergling counterattack on into the third because this is the only mining base, by the way. Okay, so these Roaches will get found on out. Is there no oh, there's the observer. Okay, that's the Roaches that have been burrowed. We'll find their way out onto the map here. Really, it's only the 3rd base for MaxPax at this point. He does not have a 4th. To be fair, neither does his opponent. I'm sorry, Colossus drops are going to come on down. Oh, MaxPax with the chat movies. He's like, yeah, bait me into it, why don't you? No. Not this game. I will not be bamboozled. I will not be boombazzled by this. And we've seen Vanya try to do that a lot as this game has gone on. Try to bait MaxPax into some Warp Prism deaths, and no, it has not been successful any time. And that's good for MaxPax because any sort of Warp Prism loss, when you got 2 Disruptors in it, when you got a Colossus in it, you can't afford to lose that one. So where does MaxPax go from here? Charge is just about done. He does have +2, so he is up on upgrade. Does he look to just kind of stabilize and take a 4th base? Or does he try to go aggressive once again? I think the answer is go aggressive, right? He has an upgrade lead. He has a massive, holy hell, that's a massive army value lead. And he's got more money. So the whole goal here, you force units from Vanya. You try to make it so Vanya can't really take a fight. Or you make it so Vanya has to take a fight, but you also make it so he can't take a fight. And then you just force him to be in this damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, and then you kill him. So that's what MaxPax is going to go for here. Vanya not allowed to take 4th base. Vanya not allowed to drone back up. You just got to keep building Roaches on the vague hope that he can get a big surround. But unlike Disruptor Tech, Roaches are not a comeback unit. Especially when you're down upgrades, especially when there are Colossus and Disruptors on the field. It's just too hard. You don't have the value in this army. Again, look at the army value differential. He's up 2,000 minerals. He's up almost 2,000 gas as well. And yeah, Disruptor, and yeah, Biles do a decent job here, but now Disruptor shots are going to go on in. How much are they going to land? Second shot is going to go on in, and that one's going to be much nicer here. And again, every time the Biles go down, and that's just going to be it. GG MaxPax. He takes the first game. All right, so MaxPax up 1-0 here in this quarterfinals. Winner moves on to the semis. Winner is, I believe, 100. How does the pricing work again? I think I would know this. Yes. Okay. So the prizing is, yeah. So each winner, if you win here, or if MaxPax wins, or if Vanya makes the comeback, he's $50 richer. Suddenly, instead of making $50, he makes $100. It's always nice. And now, friends, it is game number 2. MaxPax, he's got a 1-0 lead. Another big map. It's 2,000 atmospheres. Does he decide to lean into that big mapness, or does he do... Oh, okay, we need a redo. Never mind. All right, so spawning in the bottom left, in the red, he is for Storm Gaming up 1-0. The young Danish, Danish prodigy. He is MaxPax. And his opponent spawning in the upper right, in the blue, down 1 game, but I've seen him come back before. We'll see him do it again. He is for Genesis Gaming, Vanya. And one thing of note here, I don't think it's going to matter. Probably not at all. But MaxPax spawned top the last time this map was made. I don't know how much of a difference spawning bottom versus spawning top is going to make. Most likely none at all. But hey, if MaxPax ends up losing this game or ends up winning this game, we can blame it. But you know what? This game's not going to go very long at all because, friends, Roman StarCraft fans, but not long-haired Gauls, because apparently that's only Clem, and Clem is not in this game. You got a cannon rush in this game number 2, because MaxPax says, ah, yes, I took a long game. You made me work for it, Vanya. How dare you? Why would you do such a mean thing? But instead, he's going Gateforge Cannon Rush here, which almost invariably means we're gonna see Robo go down. There we go. We will see the full pylon wall coming on in. Vanya a little bit late on the pull, and he's just gonna cancel immediately. He says, okay, well, fine. Fine. You want to do me like that? Okay. That doesn't make me happy, but whatever. I'm gonna go take my 3rd base. And now here's the question: how much does Vanya commit to? Does MaxPax commit to this? He's got another pylon, got another cannon going on down, just going to like to deny things. I would not be surprised to see him just cancel this, honestly, because it's Gate Forge, but there's a Cybercore behind this, so he's just gonna expand. He's already gotten his damage, right? If Vanya had opted to hold, he may not even complete this cannon, to be honest. If Vanya had opted to try to hold this. Now, if Vanya had said, I'm going to keep my base, I'm going to pull workers, whatever, yeah, MaxPax absolutely commits to this. He turns it into a proxy robo play. It's a lot of fun. But because Vanya said, okay, look, I'm just going to expand on into my 3rd base, well, MaxPax probably not going to do anything more here. There we go. Natural is underway. But what he does need to do, he needs to try to find his way on into the main base, see if he can scout this Roach Warren coming on in. Okay, he's committing to this? That's rather interesting. Oh. Okay, so that's what's happening here. Actually, no, he's going to run a depths across the map. I'm sitting here, I'm like, yeah. MaxPax is just doing the thing that Sun Tzu says, right? Where you say, yeah, when you're weak, project strength. When you're strong, project weakness. And he's saying, yeah, I'm not expanding. Well, I think this has been scouted. He says, no. I'm not scouting. It's fine. I'm just going to, I'm just actually cannon rushing. I'm just going to delay it. But no, Vanya, he is aware of this, but he still needs to break his way out of this base. And, you know, this does mean the 3rd base is under threat here. Adepts can find their way on in. Well, but the shield battery is still alive. Okay, yeah, okay. Finally, MaxPax is gonna give this up. He's like, yeah, there's too much here. I don't really like it. But actually, I really like this because look how much has been forced. A couple. I mean, you want the queens anyways. 3 queens in the main base. 3 ravagers. A roach, another queen in the 4th. Vanya's down on income. He's down on workers. He's got a big army, but he's not going to be able to break MaxPax with this. I mean, there's already a Void Ray out. No mirrored colors. You're thinking of either Haas or Nice. MaxPax is the Danish man, only just now able to play. He's I believe he's like 17 or 18. In fact, no one knows what MaxPax looks like. He has no pictures on his Team Liquid page of anything other than like Artanis. Whenever a promotional poster is made of him for anything, it's Artanis or some other zealot. No one knows what MaxPax looks like. And you know what? I'm kind of excited to see for the first land. So we can see the young prodigy in person. So, alright, so this is Void Ray into double Oracle here. And that normally means that this is not a Skytoss commitment. There we go. Blink is on the way behind this. MaxPax just, again, trying to project a different game from what he's actually playing. I mean, we saw him continue with that cannon rush that wasn't ever going to happen. We see him now go Void Ray into double Oracle, which, okay, that's a little bit fair. You kind of know if it's double Oracle after Void Ray. It's not going to be Skytoss behind this. Now the Oracle will fly in and get a couple more workers here. And again, this is MaxPax playing from a position of strength. He has been able to establish his natural a whole lot faster than his opponent. And still, 8 workers go down. Yeah, it's 5 minutes, but it might as well be 3 minutes just because it's a cannon rush, and that slows the game down just a little bit. And with that being true, well, Vanya here, he's still down workers. MaxPax has his 3rd base. And Vanya does as well. So, actually, yeah, that's even bigger than the point I'm making, because the whole point of it, the way you play Zerg, right? You say, yes, I accept that I'm going to be behind in economy for a while until I get my 3rd base. As a Zerg player, the game of ZVP, unless you're going for a timing, like a Roach Queen timing or something, the game of ZVP really boils down to in the early game, it boils down to a race to get your 3rd base fast. Certainly faster than your opponent. And there we go. 1 adept will shade on in. It should get 2 workers here. Yeah, there we go. 2 workers will go down. 1 adept again, and that's the value that you're looking for from those adepts. But where was I? Yeah, point being, it's a race to get that 3rd base because the Protoss will always outproduce you on 2 bases, right? Chrono is a powerful drug. The Protoss will always be able to get more workers than you can on 2 bases, but that value flips when you get to 3 bases and you have triple queen. You have triple inject. So because MaxPax was able to get his 3rd base right around the same time that Vanya was, plus or minus 30 seconds, and because he has had Chrono for so long, and because he's got so much damage to Vanya, 15 drones have died, and that's off a delayed natural, by the way. Well, MaxPax puts himself in a pretty good spot. That being said, 4th base underway. War Chief. I love MaxPax too, but he's not favored against Clem. No way. No way. Look, okay, here's the thing. Okay, actually, so... Oh, that Void Ray could have killed that hatchery. Probably not worth it, but still, that Void Ray could have killed that hatchery. But anyway, +2 underway. MaxPax does have his 3rd base. He has Blink done. He does not have Charge. I'm surprised we don't even have that started. Well, it's fine because he's not going to go for it. He's just going to move out here on the map with +1 Blink Stalkers. +2 is on the way, so he has some sort of fallback, and we have a Robo Bay as well. But he's got 7 gate +1 Blink Stalkers here with a bunch of sentries, and he is going to look to knock this base down rather quickly. Do what he can to just kill off Vanya in this game after all the damage that he has done. But Zerglings are going to get on top of these Stalkers, on top of these sentries rather quickly. And while we should see them get picked up, actually no even need. The Stalkers will blink out backwards. The Void Ray is still alive. The MaxPax, he's going to pack up his toys and go home. Double Robo on the way as well. He says, okay, that didn't work. That's fine. I forced units from Vanya. I made it so his economy was not as well developed as he might otherwise like it to be. Well, we're going to go from there. But Vanya, He's playing a rather interesting style. I kind of thought we were going to see Swarmos when I saw that infestation pit going down. That strikes me as a very Vanya thing to do. But no, he's got his hive now just a little under halfway done. Lurker den underway. He says, okay, this game, it's 2,000 atmospheres. It's kind of hard to kill an opponent on it. I've taken some damage. I don't really have room to kill my opponent anyways. And look at this. Actually, this is a very Vanya thing. He's taking his lair. He's taking his hive at the third base because that is a significant inflection point as games do tend to go on. So if you can add additional, what is it? You can add like an additional 500 HP. I forget whether Hive adds an additional 500 on top of that, but certainly if you can add HP to your most vulnerable base, and your most important base as well, that's going to work out for you rather well in the end. As Vanya will be able to cancel that fourth base, but Vanya, he's just going to reestablish it immediately. Yeah, it's a bit of a timing disadvantage, but honestly, a Protoss on 3 bases that's building double disruptors that has +2 just about done, charge just about done as well. I mean, Vanya, or MaxPax, I should say, is very happy here. Zerglings are going to try to find something, but they don't have upgrades. And that's going to be that. Actually, you know what? MaxPax has a bit of a timing. All right, we do have lurker upgrades on the way, but before we have Vipers, and we do not have any Vipers right now, this large amount of disruptors, we're going to have 6 disruptors rather soon, actually has a very strong possibility of just going on in and breaking these lurkers, because Vanya, again, he's showing no desire to take this into a medium length game. He's already got his 5th base underway. He's got lurkers burrowed up around the 4th. Actually, no, he's moving out with that army. But hey, you know what? There's zero anti-air in this army. The Void Ray will not go down. Biles will land, but just not. You needed one more bile there. So lurkers, roaches are gonna, ravages are gonna find their way on into things. This Archon will die, and finally, oh, I guess the bile shot killed that off. We have a big warp in on the main base as well. Charge is now done. And how is Vanya going to be, or how is MaxPax going to be able to deal with that? Well, you know what? A bunch of disruptor shots are going to knock down a decent amount of these lurkers immediately. And oh god, the clump! The clump is, oh, the clump! MaxPax just finding tremendous value with these disruptors. So what's he going to do? He's going to take this engagement again once he has disruptors off a cooldown here. There we go. They're going to be one lurker gets revealed. Disruptor shot's going to go on in everywhere else. Now it's only one lurker on the high ground, couple on the low ground, but the 4th base of MaxPax is dead once again. But I'm looking at the supply. I'm looking at the tech here, not necessarily the base count. I mean, yes, bases are important. Don't get me wrong. I'm wondering whether MaxPax is just going to hit a point where his army is too good for what Vanya has at the moment. He's going to build a bunch more Archons. He's going to build some Chargelets as well. And here he is moving out on the map before Vipers have their energy. Yeah, Vipers are hitting the field now, but not yet. They're not useful yet, right? You need to actually go and suck something dry to get the energy you need. And now the army is moving on forward here. Of course, Blink Stalkers actually do fairly well against lurkers until they burrow, right? You can jump on top of them. You have that additional maneuverability. But okay, charge lots in the main base. That's not going to get all that much. Charge lots on the left-hand side. Not really able to get too much done yet either. And actually, I really want to see MaxPax double expand, right? Because he has had his 4th base denied so much at this point that is starting to be a bit of a problem. The Stalkers blink on forward, and they do have +2. They knock down the lurker really quickly. And now MaxPax is a strong position to fight on top of Creep here, actually into a bit of a choke where maybe he can get some better disruptor shots as they will start to move on forward here, trying to knock some things down. Queens go down, static defense goes on down. Nice abducts, but oh, the Stars blink on forward. I don't know if that was worthwhile here. The lurkers don't go down. And MaxPax, he's now down 50 supply. That's a little bit dicey. Now, it looks like some damage was done on the 4th base. Warpin does find some value, but now disruptors, they're going to get burrowed upon. One goes down. Files are going to hit as well here, and now Charslots, they got to be a little bit careful. Disruptor Shot's going to get the rest of these lurkers. There's only one here, actually. MaxPax doing a fantastic job of equalizing the army value, but he doesn't have detection. None of these oracles have any energy left. But okay, Disruptor Shot, there we go. That's going to go down. And wait. I think Vanya just killed his own base. Vanya just sucked his base dry. His 4th base is dead. And that's a bit of a problem now when we look at this. So now we're going to see some abducts here on top of these disruptors, but that's not going to do anything. The lurkers are not here yet. Vanya, he's made a bit of a mistake here. He killed his base, and he cannot now defend it. Disruptor Shot's going to go on down. The Vipers are dead as well. Vanya, he's equalizing army supply just a little bit. More and more lurkers die. And Vanya, he's found himself a fantastic position in this game. Suddenly he's even on bases. Suddenly he has +3. Suddenly he's up an upgrade. And there are no more Vipers on the field. I guess there's one, but it doesn't have the energy he's looking for. And now we're going to have to see more and more disruptor shots going in the... Oh, the Oracle will go down. That's a bit of a problem. You do need Oracles to make sure you can take this fight. But now disruptor shot's going to go off. Vanya, he's not paying attention. Once again, disruptor shot on top of that lurker. And these disruptors are just doing such a good job of staying alive here. It's a bit of a concave for Vanya, and actually it's going to be a lot of a concave for Vanya here as MaxPax. He's overstepped just a little bit. Does he have any more disruptor shots? They're just barely coming off a cooldown now. The splits, are they going to be good enough? Well, yes, they will be. And MaxPax, that is one of the struggles with playing with an army as fragile as this. You go, and you're like, I'm going to be in such a good spot. I'm killing him, Mom. I'm killing him. But no. Lurkers are... Oh, okay. You okay? You know what? I would say that equalizes things, but MaxPax, he's on 57 army supply. Or he's 57 total supply. He's got 32 army supply. He doesn't have warpins. Looks like Zerglings or something ran on into the natural and depowered a lot of stuff. MaxPax barely mining off of any bases here. And Vanya is just suddenly in a massive position in this game. Disruptor will go on down and will knock this Lurker here. But there are a lot more where that came from. This base will not stay on up. And I'm MaxPax. It's just a game of economy at this point. He's lost his fourth base too many times. I'm like, man, MaxPax, it looks like he's in a really good spot, right? He's getting these shots off. He will blink up forward, get the Lurker. That's very nice. It means maybe he can chip this army down with disruptors, but even then, I mean, there's some good disruptor shots. But I'm just looking at the fact here, MaxPax is not really mining. He's on 31 workers all of a sudden. His opponent has 71. He's down 30 army supply. Vanya now has +3 ranged. This base will die. There we go. Now the base will die. That means MaxPax, he's kind of forced into one last-ditch effort. And you know what? If he couldn't break Vanya when he had like 10 disruptors, I don't think he does it now. I really don't. Which is that one mistake onto the high ground. The blinding cloud dropped on top of the stalkers, and they couldn't fight. It was just disruptor shots into a concave of Hydra Lurker, and there was no detection. Right? He could not get on top of those lurkers that were there when he probably could have. So yeah, MaxPax, he will take a bounty here. He will take this fourth base. But I mean, look what's happening on the other side of the map. He's going to lose his third base. He's going to lose his natural in the exchange, and that's not really worthwhile. But oh wait, does he get these lurkers? No, he does not. Lurkers will burrow. And at this point, MaxPax, he's going to get one base. But he's going to lose one for his troubles, and considering Vanya has 4 bases, even if he does lose this 5th, he's kind of happy with that exchange. So we will have a recall going on into this third base here. I kind of want to see the lurkers just burrow up on that. Just say, hey, yeah, okay. Actually, there were no lurkers in that army. Never mind. Yeah, just lurkers burrow up on top of the recall. That'll be fun. And now the last march of the lurkers going on in. I mean, these are clumped up lurkers, right? Disruptors can still do magic. One of the, I mean, you've heard it said before, the best recovery unit in the game. But when you only have 4, now all of the disruptor shots have been spent. But look at this, actually, one more shot. The rest of the lurkers are going down. But still, it's not even the lurker count at this point. It's the Roach Hydra army that is terrifying. Maybe if he can catch Vanya sleeping, maybe he can get some disruptor shots on top of the Roach and the Ravagers, find the value that he's looking for. And you know what? He's starting to find a pretty good fight here. I don't think it's going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. He doesn't have the money for it to reinforce anything. And there we go. GG Vanya finally in 17 minutes. He's going to take game number 2, and we're going to tie this series up. Vanya just doing what he can to lean onto the dream, the hope of the lurker shots. But yeah, unfortunately, lurker shots, they're good, but they're not that good. And now game number 3 is going to come on up rather soon. All right, so now game number 3 is going to be on a bit shorter of a map. Oxide was the choice. So MaxPax in game number 1. He said, okay, I'm going for the Glaive build. I'm going to go for the Jo'un follow-up. It's going to work out well for me. I'm going to go for that double Disruptor, triple Colossus all in. Worked out for him at the end of the day. Game 2, it's a bit bigger of a map. It's 2,000 atmospheres. He tries to do something that's not that. And eventually, Vanya takes the one fight that he needs and is just able to keep denying the 4th base of MaxPax. And again, MaxPax, he lost because he didn't have that 4th base. That was the big deal there. And yes, also because he had a couple gateways depowered and he attacked into a choke with lurkers in a concave and vipers. But at the end of the day, really, it was the lack of money that killed him, even more than the lack of an army. But now it's game 3. MaxPax has one. Vanya has one. Who's going to move on to face Cure in the semis? We're going to find out as game 2 is loaded on up. I'm sorry, game 3. And in the bottom left, you're looking at the main base of the red Protoss player, the son of Roddy. Tied in this series, he is MaxPax. I like how we have all collectively decided that every up-and-coming Protoss player in Europe is the son of Roddy. I mean, I understand Goblin, right? We got Phoenix players, but MaxPax, apparently he's the son of Roddy too, and I don't see that one as much. Except, I don't know, Denmark is close enough to the Netherlands, I guess. Anyways, his opponent in the upper right, going for a hatch block in this game. We'll get to that in a second for Genesis Gaming. Vanya. I mean, what's interesting here is this was a early pool behind this hatch block, but yeah, okay, so Vanya will commit to this. And if you're sitting here, you're surprised, well, who would do such a thing? Well, this is something that Vanya's known for, or at least he used to be known for on EU. He really loves these proxy hatch builds. He will 12 pool behind it, and he's just going to try to be as insane as possible. So MaxPax is going to get the block, and he will see that there are Zerglings on the map. And really the big question is, how many Zerglings does Vanya make? Does he only make 8 as he is making right now? Or 6? I thought I saw him make 8. Anyway, he will do that. And that will force the Zealot out. That will force probes to be pulled here. And MaxPax needs to make sure he's got a wall up. Oh, actually, no, he doesn't. So he's going to be fine here because there's an Adept and there's also a Zealot. So any sort of Zerglings running on in will be more of a bait. Will favor MaxPax more than it will favor Vanya. And this base should eventually go down. Look at the income. Right, MaxPax for on now with the probes having to get pulled. And even now, right, he has 21 workers, but effectively he has 19 as the probes do go back to mining. And Vanya trying to go for the gas deal. That is not going to be allowed here. Notice MaxPax, well, he's going to put this probe there. He's not going to take the gas yet. He doesn't need it. But he's going to put the probe there to body block the gas getting taken. Really small moves, but shows MaxPax is well prepared, well ready to deal with the type of shenanigans that Vanya is throwing at him in this third and final game of our series this evening. So, Vanya he delayed the natural, sure, but he had his own natural delayed in the process, and he did build a couple of Zerglings to make this happen. And of course, he canceled another hatchery. So if we look at resources lost, it's 168 to 75. How much is... Oh, wait, is MaxPax gonna kill this queen? Oh, he's not. Okay, the Zerglings will defend it, but that is a very low queen. And that does mean that there's maybe some potential for damage later on. As one Adept will go down, but three drones have died. Of course, the value is 4. It's almost always 2. MaxPax is just going to try to kite this one out, make sure his Adepts can escape, and it does. The Adept is now dead. The Adept is now alive. And again, value here for MaxPax. Behind this, it looks like it's going to be a glaive build once again. It worked for him in game 1, although not because the glaives worked, but because the follow-up worked. We're going to have to see what's going to work on out for him here in this game 3 as a response. Now, I want to see a probe just take this position. Of course, the great danger of Oxide is this is not a true high ground position for this Overlord, so it should die here. But it's funny, we don't see players abuse and take advantage of that all that often. I mean, it's really, you just put a probe on the high ground. Soccer can shoot it. There is range, but for whatever reason, okay, there we go. Now there's the Adept. Or not. Am I thinking of is this map, right? Apparently I'm crazy. Apparently I have gone insane from the amount of StarCraft I've cast over the last like 48 hours. I did Being like 10 hours of broadcast yesterday. We're only on 3.5 here today. That's not bad. Almost 3 hours and 45 minutes. But I've done a lot of StarCraft over like the last week. I did 3 Any Apprentice broadcasts, PC Foreman, this, ESL Open Cup North America. And it's fun. It's a good time. What I should also point out, by the way, is I will not be, unfortunately, not be covering a DreamHack Masters North America Open Qualifier #1 tomorrow night. I will instead be playing D&D because I got my D&D group. Then, because normally there's not anything on Tuesdays, but I will be covering the closed qualifiers on Saturday and probably the European closed qualifiers on Sunday, depending on how my schedule does go, depending on what my girlfriend wants to do. But now we will have a depth. They're going to come on in here. Glaives are not done. This is just pressure. This is just MaxPax forcing units a little bit early. But Vanya already, he's on 42 workers. That's the number 41, 42 workers is what you want. He's got his Ravagers underway. Realistically, I don't expect this to get too much done for MaxPax, but he does have a lot of adepts. And, well, okay, there should be enough Zerglings to make this work, because now Vanya, or MaxPax, looking to move on forward here. The first couple vials will get dropped here, and that means actually MaxPax can take this fight, especially with the War Prism sitting on top of things, picking up any sort of low adepts, and there we go. The Shade does go down, and that means the Zerglings will be forced to disengage for the time being. And then MaxPax, he's going to take this fight once again, already moving the... Oh, look at that micro. He's moving so many adepts out of position where they can get biled on down. So, yes, MaxPax, he's going to lose most of these adepts here, but still, he's going to trade rather well against all of these Zerglings. Only plus 100, though, surprisingly enough. So maybe not as well as I thought. But anyways, MaxPax beyond this. Robo Bay underway. He's doing the same thing he did in game #2. He's going for the Jo'un build. As he will drop on the low ground here. Just, again, trying to find as much damage as possible. Knock off as many Zerglings as possible. Make it so that the eventual counterattack from Vanya does not go across the map and kill him, which is exactly what Vanya wants to do. He says, yeah, you're trying to take a third base. I don't want that. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's right. Protoss should not be allowed to take third base. Well, he's added adepts here. That just means that's a bunch of dead Zerglings. And MaxPax will be allowed to take that third base in general. So, of course, the adepts in the high ground as well. Again, MaxPax, he's not getting a lot of workers, right? I don't think he's killed a single worker this game. Well, he got those 3 early on. But other than that, really hasn't gotten all that much. But what he's doing here is killing a lot of Zerglings. 60 Zerglings, 30 production cycles worth. That is 30 drones that Vanya could have had. I mean, that is not quite how it works, but still, 30 larvae that could have been drones have died over the course of this game. And now Vanya, he's going to do what he can, just shove this one off. MaxPax, if he gets his druthers, he's going to kill off one of those Ravagers. But now the Adepts, they're going to find their way on into the third base. Adepts find their way on into the main base as well. And this is where we're going to start to see some damage. It's funny. It's not like the first push. It's not a second push. It's always like those last 2, 3, 4 Adepts that find their way into a mineral line. They're the ones that find the damage. So there we go. More and more damage getting done here. 11 workers have died. MaxPax is up 10 workers. And, well, Disruptor drops are coming on in behind this. Vanya, he held this so well. He was looking so good. And then MaxPax said, yeah, hold my beer. Can you deal with... Actually, MaxPax, well, I guess in Europe he's fine. I was like, is MaxPax old enough to drink? Not in America, he's not. But anyways, now we got Roaches, Ravagers, all that fun stuff. They're going to try to find their way across the map here, try to do some equalizing damage. But hey, I got some fun news for you, Vanya. There's a Disruptor here already. There's a second one as well. Roaches, Ravagers, they're going to try to find their way on in. And, well, Disruptors are powerful Juju. And they're very good at knocking down Roaches and Ravagers here. So Disruptor shot 1. It's only going to get 1 Roach. The second one needs to get a good deal more here. Shield Batter Overcharge is going to get popped. Second Disruptor shot's going to go off. And that one's going to do a little bit better, as I think 5 or 6 Roaches did go down. But there's still a lot of army here. And we don't have any more Disruptors. But now they're going to drop on off. How long until their cooldown is done? I think it's probably another, like, 5 seconds. Savani's going to try to make the best of what he's got there in that 5 seconds. Zerglings are going to get on top of the workers. And one Disruptor shot's not going to get what it wants. So second one is going to have to do a little bit more here. All the Ravagers go down. And actually, with the Ravagers going down here, that may be enough. And more and more Zerglings piling on in. Vanya, he's only building units at this point. He is absolutely all in this game. It is all or nothing here. And I don't think MaxPax anticipated this. I think he thought this was a pressure to kill his third base. Now he's doing a fantastic job of microing things, keeping these Disruptors alive, keeping everything alive in the mineral line, and not too many probes are dying either. He's still up 6. Disruptor shot's going to knock down the last of these Roaches. And MaxPax it feels like he's starting to hold, but every time as I say that, we see the next swell of Zerg moving on in. I don't even want to know how much damage these Disruptors have gotten, how many kills. Now we have a Colossus on the field. And maybe that's going to be enough, maybe here. But, well, Roaches are going to get on top of that one as well. And it looks like, yeah, Vanya, he's starting to slowly find his way on forward here. Roaches are going to knock down that Disruptor. Disruptor Blast will not land. I gotta question Vanya's or MaxPax's decision to go for Colossus. Well, hold that thought here. No, it will not go on down. I gotta question MaxPax's decision to lean on into Colossus after the 2 disruptors. In a normal game, that's what you do, right? It makes sense. But not in this game. Not when there's all in coming on, and not when you just need as many disruptors as possible to knock the roaches down. MaxPax down on 60 supply. Vanya has taken the 3rd base, and now he feels totally happy to go drone on up behind this. He feels totally happy to say, okay, yeah, it's fine. I killed the 3rd base. I killed a lot of workers here. I removed so much tech, so much army from your side of the map. But hey, you know what? Maybe Colossus Drop can do something. The Colossus Drop is going to try to find some value, but here's the thing. I'll actually, you know, with 1 Colossus here, MaxPax can deal with the Zergling run by rather quickly, so the 3rd base will get taken care of. And MaxPax, he is adding on more disruptors behind this. I do like this, but now, well, the Roach army is moving out. This is where things get scary, right? Sure, Zerglings, who cares? Colossus can deal with them rather easily, but for the Roaches here moving out on the map, yeah, we're going to see Colossus is going to go and just try to get as much damage as possible, do what he can to remove the effective HP of this army before the main fight happens in earnest. But yeah, we're gonna have to see that 3rd base just get canceled. Nothing MaxPax can do to keep that one alive. He just gotta hope that a 2-base Protoss will be able to keep things alive. Disruptor shot's gonna go on out, and that is gonna be a nice shot indeed, but it's gonna take more than 1 of those. It's gonna take 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 more of those to make that really work on out for MaxPax. Hi, Foshers. Man, you missed out on some great games already. We had Gumio versus Trust. We had Clem Trust. We had Clem versus Haas. A little burrow there on the Ravagers to make sure the Colossus can't kill him. I love it. Oh, that's so fancy. And now we have Vanya MaxPax in this quarterfinals. Winner goes on to face Cure in the semis. And I am very impressed with Vanya today. I came into this thinking, okay, 2-0 for MaxPax. But no. Vanya, he's in pole position in this game. He won game 2 with just a dominant show of force. And now we're just gonna have to see whether MaxPax can come back. It's always hard, but MaxPax, again, he's a very good player. I do think he is the better player overall, even as he is down in this series. So maybe he can make some magic happen. What I do love here, look at these roaches. They're just sitting there burrowed, they're waiting. They say, ah, yes, MaxPax, you're gonna try to take a base here eventually. So when you do, I'm gonna pop it up. I'm gonna kill the base. I'm gonna kill your army. I'm gonna kill your hopes and dreams. But no, there are 3 Colossus now. And if I had to critique one thing about what Vanya's doing, is the roaches will just die here. Nice force field, just keeping them all alive. If I gotta critique one thing that Vanya's doing, one thing, is that his hive, his infestation pitch is only just now getting started. He does not have a hive underway. There is no real tech path of the future here for Vanya for the next like 3 minutes. And that means that Vanya can maybe build a good, funny as it sounds, Vanya can maybe die even still. If MaxPax gets on up to enough tech units, enough disruptors, enough Colossus, he may be able to just go and run across the map and steamroll Vanya like he did in game number 1, despite everything. If he can kind himself up to like within 20 supply of his opponent, that is still a distinct possibility. And here we have some disruptor shots going on in, just putting the fear of the balls in Vanya's heart, in his mind. Because Vanya, he's only up 1 base on his opponent, right? It could be more, but he's only on 69 workers. Now, granted, MaxPax, he's been on 39 workers he's been on a low worker count for quite a while. I didn't notice. I assumed he probed up a little bit faster. He hasn't been on the biggest probe count for quite a while, but now it's his time to move on out here. He has 4 disruptors. He's got 3 Colossus. He does not have +1. He's got a big, scary army. And remember, this is about the supply delta that we saw in the previous game, or in game 1, where he was able to win anyways. Of course, he had +2, he had 2-0 versus 1-0, and he was able to get good trades with not the entirety of the army. But now Disruptor Shot's going to go on off, and there will start to find value here. But we will see Vanya try to target things down, but not in time. And suddenly, MaxPax got a supply lead. He's got an army supply lead. All of a sudden, 1 Disruptor Shot is all that matters, and this 4th base is now dead. There's nothing. Vanya can't save this, not anymore. He will have more rallies coming on in, but a second disruptor shot is only going to get one Ravager. Disruptor's looking to move on forward, but one of them, okay, they will go down, but still these 3 Colossus sitting on the high ground. More gateways being added because MaxPax feels like he just needs a little bit more production. Now MaxPax will lose his third base. All right, Zergling counterattack is doing a good job there, but it's not about the economy anymore. I mean, it is. You need reinforcements, but not really. It's all about the tech. It's all about the connections that MaxPax is going to be able to find. Because yes, the third base is dead. Good job, Zerglings. Oh, good on you. But MaxPax, he still has 3 disruptors. He still has 3 Colossus, and that's all he needs. Honestly, that's all he needs. But now we have Vipers on the way. And if Vanya is able to sandbag this out long enough, the Vipers will carry the day. Robo units in general are just hard countered by relocation, right? Something that can force the units to be where they don't want to be. Because while they do a lot of damage, they're rather flimsy. Now, we will see Vanya trying to take this fight on the high ground once again. MaxPax looking to just drop disruptors on top of things, assassinate big clumps of army, and we're going to see an attempt right here. Yeah, Vanya, he's not going to be fooled by that. And actually, MaxPax, he's running on back. But he's pulled probes with his army. He's like, okay. I know what's happening. A disruptor shot. I don't believe that one landed. One from the high ground, maybe? Just damage on a queen, okay. Hey, Yazoo Prime. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As Foshirs has said, I am the robot man. But not because my net is saying that I can't talk. No, I like robots. Anyway, MaxPax, he's doing a devil of a job of trying to find his way back on into this game. And he is starting to find damage. But again, he's only on... He is 60 minutes in this game. He's only on 2 bases, and he's mining under 1,000 resources. He's mining under almost 1,000 total resources a minute. Probably just about 1,200 here. And oh, MaxPax, you got to be careful there, bud. So yeah, long distance mining here from MaxPax, trying to take this third base once again. But the Zergling counterattack is just doing so much in this game, and oh, I love it too. We got a burrow. We got 1 burrowed Zergling. So the third base is not going to happen for the time being. It looks like MaxPax ate another shot on that Warp Prism as well. Maybe that was just queen damage, not totally sure. MaxPax is just doing such a good job here of fighting his way back from a game that, realistically, he's been dead in this game for a while. Right, he has been on 2-3 bases. He's taking a lot of damage. It's just it's not been looking good for the Danish Protoss player. But I mean, I'm looking at this game, and he's only down 17 army supply in a game where his army is worth more. Right, he's got a big army. It's terrifying, and we don't have lurkers on the field just yet. We have the lurker tech, and 5 lurkers are just about to hit the field. But even then, I mean, this is a big army. Colossus. They're not the best against lurkers, but you can make him work. And there we go. MaxPax, he's going to commit to an engagement now. Disruptor shot's going to go down on the leading lurkers here. They will go down. Disruptor shots on the second one. So now only 2 lurkers are on the field. This is all we got to look at this point. No more lurkers coming on in. Disruptor shots. They're going to go on in. Oh, it's only an abduct. It's a missed abduct here. But now the Colossus, they're going to move on into the high ground, or they're going to move into the army club. 1 goes down, 2 goes down. It's only 1 Colossus here. Unfortunately, Vanya, he found the good Colossus, not the fake ones, but that disruptor shot in the back line, maybe it's gonna be enough, but no, lurkers are now hitting the field, and with this lack of damage, this dearth of Colossus, it's gonna be a bit of a problem. Now we're gonna see more disruptor shots go on in, and it's like bowling for candy. Bowling for soup? Sure, something like that. I can't believe how much better MaxPax has been trading over the course of this game to keep his supply so similar in a game where his army value, for the most part, has been massively ahead. Now the lurkers join, so that changes that a little bit, but still, army value is there, and MaxPax just cannot break this base. Roaches, of course, they will find their way on into the natural. MaxPax, now he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Does he try to break the Protoss? Does he try to break Vanya right now, or does he just go and say, does he have to go home? Well, the answer is he's just going to try to break him now. How many lurkers do we have? Actually, there's only 1 on the field. MaxPax can jump on this army right here, right now. He's got so many sentries. Disruptor shot's going to go on in. He's just going to get all of the morphing lurkers. They're only 1 on the field, only 2 morphing here. Stark's going to blink on forward. MaxPax, does he have what he needs? The lurker is not going to go down. MaxPax, you got to kill that. And there he is. He's going to blink on top of that. Lurker is dead. The 4th base has to be abandoned, and now we're in base trade scenario, folks. MaxPax, he's up 6 army supply. It's all sentries, but maybe, just maybe, this is what he needs in this game if he can knock down the rest of these lurkers. How many does he? That's all that we're looking at here. 1 more lurkers on the field, a lot of static defense, but again, these are stocks that kill static defense rather easily. Where is is our detection, though. There it is. Stalkers are going to move on forward. Last of the lurkers. It's going to keep running on backwards. It's a game of attrition at this point. Roaches have killed the natural. They're going to start to find their way on into the main base. MaxPax will not be able to build anything anymore, but the static defense is gone. And now he's found his position between that natural and the third base, that killer position that you see Protoss kill Zerg players with so well. But I love what Vanya's doing here. He's like, look, there is the only way I lose this game is if I lose my lurkers. So every time the disruptor shot goes in, he says, I'm not even going to try. I'm going to unburrow my lurker, move back and leading. Vanya's not paying attention, though. A couple more Ravagers will go down. And there's actually a very real possibility here that MaxPax, he's only got 40 minerals. He's not mining. He may lose by elimination. He may lose all of his structures before this happens. We're going to see a recall. Okay, MaxPax, he's just going to rotate around here. Probes are on the map, but okay, we have enough money for one extractor. But probes are not in position for that. I heard a recall. Okay, so these roaches will get taken on down just now, but wait, was an observer recalled? Yes, there was. Okay, so these roaches will now get taken on down. Actually, this is really nice here for MaxPax. He has to find the rest of them. He will succeed in doing so. So yeah, MaxPax is not mining. Vanya, he's barely mining here. How the hell is MaxPax doing this in this game? Whether or not he wins this game, he has been on 2 bases for like the last 10 minutes. He has not been mining for the last forever. Vanya, I mean, he's not mining much either. He has 30 mineral patches, 37 out of 6. He's going to look to go a long distance mine now, but even that, how in the world is MaxPax? I mean, the power of sentries compels you, I guess. He's down 2 upgrades. He only has 1 Colossus, only 3 disruptors. But if he can get on top of this army, if he can knock these 4 lurkers down, he's going to put himself in a very good stead. Force field is not really going to get exactly what he's looking for. Wait, he can force field. Okay, he's going to find 1 lurker here on the high ground. The detection. Yeah, blink on top of that MaxPax. There we go. Lurker is going to survive. Actually, that's a bit of a problem. Now MaxPax, he's got a bit between a rock and a hard place. The lurker was made. The lurker is dead. The Viper, excuse me, the Viper is dead. The Viper was the main. Viper was dead. And MaxPax, he's going to knock down that last lurker. So only 4 remain here. He's going to find his way on into the main base. Now we're going to start to see some tech go down. Disruptors will be able to almost infinitely zone, and what the sentries will be able to infinitely zone Vanya out of the main base. So now it's going to be a 2-base Zerg against a 1-base Protoss player who's not mining. The 1-base situation at this point does not even matter. And disruptor shots, they're going to go on down the hill. Disruptors, 3 lurkers go down. Only 3 remain. Only 3 lurkers remain at this point between Vanya's defeat and his victory. And what's Vanya going to do? Once again, we're going to see him run across the map. Is there a recall? It looks like it's just about 15 seconds. And now, actually, here's the problem, right? Vanya has trapped MaxPax in the main base, at least a little bit, and he will whiff that disruptor shot. But we should see 2 more go on in rather soon. I think, yeah, MaxPax, he's just setting up for a recall. Recall going on in now. Vanya, he has been forced out of the main base. But again, as this is happening, Vanya is still mining just a little bit. He's got some of the third base. He's got long distance mining as well. And friends, how lucky are we that we have caught the greatest game of the EPT Cup thus far? And Thorn969, you ask why MaxPax is not tapped out of this game thus far. It's because he's still got a chance. He still has a fighting chance in this game. He still has all of his disruptors. He's still trading so damn well. And it's not like Vanya's mining that much either. MaxPax is not mining at all. Oh, no, though. MaxPax, you gotta be careful there. Those high ground lurkers are going to cause a big problem. They're going to do so much damage. And now Vanya, he's had the money. He has 2 Vipers. These are the only 2 Vipers that are going to remain in the game, by the way. As disruptor shot's going to go off. And there we have an abduct, and one disruptor will go down, but at the cost of 2 lurkers. And all you need is 2 disruptors for this to really happen here. Stalkers are going to blink on in. We're going to have to see some more good disruptor shots. Okay, there we go. The army in the main base was taken on down. Now we do have the Hydra Den. The Lurker Den is starting to burn. It's starting to bleed down. So that will mean that eventually Vanya's going to run out of his tech. But before then, I think we're starting to hit that critical mass where Vanya, he's going to be able to make enough happen. There we go. Shots moving on. Army moving on. And Disruptor is going to get abducted. Now there's only 1. This is where things get a little bit scary here. He's no longer can MaxPax nuke him down. Yep, that is exactly the win condition that Vanya was looking for. GG in 25 minutes in the best game of the EPT Cup this far this evening. MaxPax will fall down. Vanya has booked himself a date with Cure in the semis.